Ndinoda kuti nyika iziwe vanhu vangu inguva yedu hatingachatsi kubudirira Mwari ari parutivi pedu rambai muchirwa
My hitters don't die, and real hitters gon' shine, and my people gon' rise, cause we're born to win, yeah. I ain't saying
How the hell do I not have a deal? I swear this thing is a real dog. I play fan off, the cowards that they can't feel. The wife try to console me like it's coming, baby, chill. She don't understand, I'm the only one that's real. I remember the third grade, them kids, they had waves. I had them BDBs, you know that Zimbabwean grade. So they do shades, and your boy hit the stage, press play, and all the chicks was like, yeah. While boys was moving bricks, I was moving chips, yeah. If she gave me calculus, gave her a mouthful of it. Heat rose to this thing, boy, I bet on myself.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I want to welcome you to a wonderful Wednesday. I'm so excited. I got J Wayne Bascomb in the building. I'm like, we're going to be talking all about his phenomenal career in the entertainment and dance industry. You know, how he has been working to really connect with some youth and really share his experiences. But I always get excited when I got a big legend in the building, y'all. So it's definitely a Black Star Power episode today as we dive into all the work he's been able to do with his brilliance. But of course, y'all, it is the top of the show. So it's a great time to tag and share the stream. That is right. You know what? You get to participate with us. Go ahead and tag and share the stream by sending this out to folks who you feel could benefit from a daily dose of dopeness right here on The Day with Trae. If you cannot watch our TV show, we definitely do have you covered because you can listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and The Day with Trae. Y'all, if I'm on Google, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Apple Music, you name it. There's like 200 something platforms. So just go to your favorite one, search for us, and you will find us there. Well, before I get into it with Mr. Wayne, I definitely want to say that, you know, for me, this week has been a week of me kind of, you know, getting back into the groove. And anytime I'm off the camera, I miss y'all. You know, I miss the process and I honestly miss uplifting stories. But there are all sorts of stories out there in the community. And so this morning, I want to connect with all of you who are watching right now. If you know of folks who really should be elevated, who has a phenomenal story, maybe a book out, maybe they sing, maybe they got a business, maybe they're in community, but you know of these phenomenal heroes that are around you and sheroes and non-binary rows, right? Like whoever they are, this is the place for them to come, share their story, be uplifted. And I really want to open that up. So you can send me messages on Instagram at Trae Holiday, Trae Holiday. Y'all will find me there. And I'm telling you, I will respond because I think it's important that we find ways to bridge the gaps of the brilliance that's out there in our community. That's what the Day with Trae is all about, y'all. And I want to thank all of you who have actually sent me phenomenal folks who've been like, man, they just opened up a business, or I know this person here doing this amazing work with a nonprofit. It's been so organic, this show, you know, because it really is a real reflection of what we have in our community. And some of you out there who have watched this show have just reached out. And so I said, I need to make that more clear that yes, you can reach out and, you know, connect with me. Instagram is a great way to do it, but you can do that and just send me amazing stories. Send me the folks who you think should be here. Connect them with me. Give them my Instagram. Tell them to reach out to me. I want y'all to know I'm open to that. I think it's important that we have opportunities to elevate the stories that oftentimes aren't elevated. And that's really why I got into creating impact media. So I want to encourage you to also join me on this journey of building up this TV show, but not just the show. It's about the exposure that we get when we understand the greatness that's going on in our community. So I invite you to send me amazing people. They can be anywhere in the country or the world. We can always do virtual if necessary, but just know that this is something that y'all can actually help with by sharing with me the people who have been impactful to you. So I just wanted to start with that right now. But of course, after this break, I get to talk to Mr. Wayne, and I'm excited because y'all, his resume is far and wide, and we're going to be diving into all of that right after this short break. Stay tuned, y'all. You're watching The Day with Trae.
The WashDOT Pass program has really impacted Anu with their funding, creating a space for us to bring these cohorts in, women and men, especially in the BIPOC community, people that are looking for livable wages in certain zip codes, to make sure that they're able to take our pre-apprenticeship program, and that we're also able to help them with any barriers that they have. You can be an apprentice, you can get into this field. You don't have to be tough, you don't have to have tough skin, you don't have to be a man to be in this industry.
Visit the link at the end of this video to learn more.
Ashley McGirt here, founder and CEO of the Therapy Fund Foundation. We are cordially inviting you to reclaim wellness with us at our inaugural Behavioral Health Conference and Resource Fair, taking place during BIPOC Mental Health Awareness Month, July 21st at Green River Community College. This is an all-day educational event promoting health equity by addressing mental health inequities and disparities as a way to improve mental health outcomes for people of color. We will have a men's mental health panel, youth panel, and 9 different breakout workshops touching on a wide range of topics like racial trauma, ancestral healing, human trafficking, and sexual assault. For those unable to attend in person, we will be streaming live. You don't want to miss this experience. We will have raffles and a number of community vendors, as this is also a resource fair. Your attendance will send a powerful message that mental health advocacy, education, and support is worthy of investment. If you work in behavioral health, you're a student, educator, or you're just interested in learning more about mental health, this event is for you.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, and the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I want to welcome Mr. Wayne Bascomb. Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I am excited about being here with you.
Well, this is exciting for me because I mean we've talked over Zoom, and you have. I just want to start from the beginning because you were here, but you got your break into the entertainment business. Just tell us more about your start.
Well, of course, I started with elementary school here at Bailey Gassert, Washington Junior High School, and I graduated from Cleveland High School. But actually, when I was in junior high school, a man named Nate Long took 8 of us out of the ghetto, so to speak, and taught us media, film writing, script writing, working behind the cameras, editing, the whole thing we were able to accomplish. And we married with King Screen, as a matter of fact. If you remember that, I don't know if they still have it now, but yeah, we started in the media. Then in high school, I started an African drum ensemble. And after that, I went to University of Washington, and just so happens that a couple of my friends had been taking dance already. I consider the pioneers of dance here in Seattle. Marvin Tunney, Stanley Perryman, and Anita Littleman. We all went to Los Angeles with Donna McHale. He needed dancers to come down because he was doing a Lola Falana show. And so they left to do that show. And so he needed to replace his dance company. So that's how I got down to Los Angeles at 19. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, and then it seems like the opportunities just took you by whirlwind because you got to be on so many different stages. Tell us how it began to progress once you touched down in LA.
Well, I was dancing with the Inner City Repertory Dance Company. And from there, actually, I came back to Seattle and became the head of the Black Arts West Dance Department. But I stayed there only for a couple of years, and I went back to Los Angeles and I got my first Broadway show. It was a mad audition, as a matter of fact. They had every celebrity there auditioning for the show. And I really didn't think I was going to get it because it was one of those shows where they had Leslie Uggams as the lead. Clifton Davis had That's My Mama's show on TV. He was in it. Judy Pace Mitchell was in Ironside. She was in the show. And Adam Wade had a TV game show. He was the first Black TV host. So I got that show. And so it was called Guys and Dolls. We did it in Las Vegas. And I became dance captain. And after that, that choreographer, Billy Wilson, hired me for everything. I went to Europe with him, did Amsterdam, Paris, London. So that was the beginning of my venture out really to bigger things.
Wow. I mean, the snowball effect of it all, to think that you were here, going to school here, just, hey, and then a few friends, oh, they're doing dance too. And like, all right, let me pick this up. But it also is really telling of your commitment and your talent. I mean, you don't get picked up like that if you don't have the dedication. Speak more to us about how you really honed in on your craft of dance.
Well, I really thought about, the fact that if I stayed in Seattle, my chances were not going to be good in really being successful. So my determination really was to, at all costs, to try to be the best that I could be so that, I would be able to do those gigs that my other friends were doing. Stanley and Marvin went to Dance Theater of Harlem and Alvin Ailey. And Sarita Allen also, she was from here. She went to Alvin Ailey also. As a matter of fact, she was the principal dancer on every poster, and she's from Seattle. See, that's one of the things that kind of bothered me, that, here it is that you have these great people that have come out of Seattle and very few people know of them as being the fine talent that they were. But in my second Broadway show, I played opposite with the great Cab Calloway. He played the senior and I played the junior in the Broadway show. So I've got to work with some great celebrities. That's part of being able to appreciate your craft and give you that confidence to really go out there and say, oh, I'm among my peers, So yeah, it's been quite a journey for me. Then becoming a choreographer and working with Diana Ross and Cher, and as well as Donna Summer, Lionel Richie, Dionne Warwick. It's been a very fruitful life for me within the entertainment industry.
Well, there's something to be said because I heard when you mention your name in the entertainment community, folks know you and they know your work. But that's really a testament to, again, your work being at a high level. And like you said, you just talked about that dedication. You knew that you wanted to be in these shows, and ultimately you gave everything you could to be in these shows. When we think about this level of dedication now, I think young people really need to hear this message. I mean, even some that are not so young, right? But just hearing the message of how these kinds of opportunities really pay off over time when you stay consistent and dedicated. What are some of those messages? I know you've been connecting with youth. What are some of those messages that you've been really looking to make sure that they understand when they walk away from their time with you?
Well, mentoring is so important. That's really what saved me here in Seattle. I had mentors, those who we didn't have the opportunities as many have now with the many different organizations that come out for youth to supply them with the things that may be needed to give them that impetus to be great. Well, we had little ragtag places that we go to, just little centers. Black Arts West was one. Sanctuary Motivation Camp was one, but at the same time, it didn't have that expertise.
Yeah.
So there were just, neighborhood people that would, get kids together and do talent shows and things like that. But you felt like you were really loved and appreciated, and people were committed to helping you see that it was possible. And so that's the same thing I wanted to do in giving back to young people, is coming back to Seattle and doing different projects, with Edna DeGray. She had Iwagio. I did some things for P&B because they were doing their outreach. They needed us, to get funding. So yeah, they did an outreach program and I participated in that. But there are so many other projects that I would love to do for young people who are at risk, who don't have the opportunity for someone to sponsor them, and we need that kind of interest. So that's why we started in Los Angeles. We started the Chocolate Nutcracker. Debbie Allen, myself, and Laverne Reed, we put that together. And that kind of started a whole movement, really, because it was actually trying to put Black people and Black young youth into programs where they can see themselves, as Claire, and the rest of the different characters in the Nutcracker, but take them to different places, like Africa, Jamaica, Brazil, and the kids just thrived on it. Misty Copeland was one of the kids that benefited from being a part of the Chocolate Nutcracker. Now she's with ABT. Most people know who she is. Calvin Royal III, he's with ABT also, but again, he started with us from Florida. So we've been able to take that show around to Miami, to Ohio, and it's amazing the kids that have come from under that tutelage. Megan Good, the actress, she started with the Chocolate Nutcracker. So it's beneficial that we give back to our youth, that we bring them up, that they can understand that you're doing it, I can do it.
Well, I love that you call out some of these amazing institutions. I mean, Black Arts West, I got to be a part of new Black Arts West theater when, Miss Kabibi Monet continued that legacy of Black Arts West. And honestly, I think about some of those institutions for me, Langston Hughes and Black Arts West, and shout out to Justin Emeka at Garfield High School while I was there, a phenomenal actor and director now, and just a phenomenal teacher. So some of those mentors for me, I always go back to that because they really allowed for me to understand my creative level, right? Yeah. And as a young person, I knew I'm like, oh, I want to learn, acting, modeling. I'm going to do all the things. But really having those integral parts along the way to keep me on the journey or to keep me understanding my own talent was really key. So I love how you talk about that. And when you think about where some of these amazing folks come from, a lot of the times it's with these phenomenal foundational institutions, right? That really are embedding that message. And so we need them all, right? Exactly. We need them all. For me, the ones where you feel loved are the ones where you grow the most, to be honest, because that gives you the strength to go out there for those auditions where you may be the only Black kid there and you got to show up and show out, right? Exactly. And so I remember some of those experiences early on in my acting career, like auditioning and what that felt like for me. But when you think about some of the things that you really want to do now, I mean, you were talking about mentorship, you're talking about just the story of sharing what you were able to go through in your personal journey. What are some of those things that you really look forward to as you continue on? I mean, are you doing more choreography? You still involved in the dance world? Tell us more.
Well, we have another show in Florida. As a matter of fact, we were going to try to do it here in Seattle, and I'm still hoping that we will have that process of being able to develop that show here. But yeah, we're still out there bringing this performance value to the young people that we meet. that are, again, they don't have the opportunities sometimes, you know, to go to private dance schools and pay $400 a month, you know what I mean, for classes. So yeah, we bring them in, we give them an intense training. We set them up with professional dancers from Ailey or different dance companies so that they can see that they can be a part, even in a show where maybe they're not doing the lead, that imagination of dreaming that, yeah, I'm going to get there. That's so important. So they can see their brilliance. Just like I was saying to you, I mean, you're amazing to me. What you do, I mean, I couldn't do, but at the same time, it's a gift. It's a gift.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And it's something about folks who have fed into my gift that allow for it to flourish today. Earlier, you mentioned ABT, and some folks out there may not know this amazing dance company. Tell us what ABT is all about. And also some of the other dance companies. I mean, PNB, we know Pacific Northwest Ballet, shout out to y'all.
Right.
Their intentionality to bring, you know, Black dancers to their stage, to the company. I've been able to really understand it and experience it personally. There has to be that level of commitment, but I want you to talk about how dance companies are kind of doing that more intentionally nowadays. I think it's something that's kind of hitting the nation a bit with dance companies because they realize, wait a minute, there's a bunch of talent that we're not connecting with.
There you go.
You've been a part of that. But tell us what ABT is and how you're experiencing that with other dance companies.
Well, let me say first, I was one of the original students from P&B when it was just a little storefront on Capitol Hill.
Wow.
And Terry Sparks was the director at the time. So yeah, you know, I understood even then that this is what I'm going to have to do. This is part of the process. Yeah, I got to take ballet if I really want to be technically proficient, even though I want to do all genres. So again, with the ABT, American Ballet Theater, is what it's called. And at one point, you know, the type of body that they looked for was a European type. And so most Black women and Black men were not that body type. So it was a process that they had to learn, you know what I mean, that it is possible for a young Black girl to become a ballerina. We just didn't see it. So nowadays, because of resources dwindling, the need was to, you know, incorporate other talents, we can say, of other races so that they could come in and fill those shoes of, you know, the quota, so to speak. So, yeah, but at the same time, we were always striving for excellence. So therefore, it was not a shortage of being able to find those young Black girls and Black men who were able to come in and fit those roles. It's been since Arthur Mitchell danced with New York City Ballet, as well as the choreographer that did, which I think most people don't know, that did the original Wiz movie, was also a recipient of New York City Ballet. So we've always been showing up and showing off, but at the same time, now we're being accepted a little bit more for what we do.
Yeah, I think it's so important, but it also brings more diversity to the audience because
Definitely.
when we can see ourselves on that stage, I mean, there's nothing like it. A young girl seeing a young Black ballerina and she's like, oh my gosh, wait a minute, I can do it. I remember taking my goddaughter to you know, a show, and it was like the first time they had a Black lead in like a Disney style show, right? Where it's like,
Right.
this is the wave that we're seeing now. So thank you to your dedication to the craft, to the industry, everything that you've been able to bring, not just for those who've been able to experience you on that stage, but you know, folks that have really been able to be inspired by your story and the young dancers that I've seen you mentor. I mean, oh my gosh, you had that young phenomenal dancer that was just out there at a community event. Fantastic, right? But that's because you're bringing a high level of excellence, and I appreciate the fact that you actually have the desire to connect with young folks and continue the mentorship that was, you know, once poured into you. So Wayne, of course, if folks want to know more or maybe they'll be in Florida and they want to know about the show, just how do they connect with you? Look right there and let them know.
Well, they can always contact me at jwayneproductions4@gmail.com.
Right on. That's perfect.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wayne. It's been a pleasure. I'm so glad we were able to make this happen while you were in town.
It's been my pleasure, really.
Absolutely.
I love you. I think you're great.
Thank you so much. Oh, I get to carry that nugget with me, y'all. Y'all know I am. I'm going to wrap up all of this right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
I learned about the ONU program through many different community organizations. The program, they're very good at making sure that you meet the right people. My favorite part would have to be the community building and also the volunteer opportunities as well. I've been working on my physical health a lot more. I've been intentional about that, and they're very big on that. I'm still learning how transformational it is because there's just so much opportunity. It's a great program and they will support you.
Visit the link at the end of this video to learn more.
Ashley McGirt here, founder and CEO of the Therapy Fund Foundation. We are cordially inviting you to reclaim wellness with us at our inaugural Behavioral Health Conference and Resource Fair, taking place during BIPOC Mental Health Awareness Month, July 21st at Green River Community College. This is an all-day educational event promoting health equity by addressing mental health inequities and disparities as a way to improve mental health outcomes for people of color. We will have a men's mental health panel, youth panel, and 9 different breakout workshops touching on a wide range of topics like racial trauma, ancestral healing, human trafficking, and sexual assault. For those unable to attend in person, we will be streaming live. You don't want to miss this experience. We will have raffles and a number of community vendors, as this is also a resource fair. Your attendance will send a powerful message that mental health advocacy, education, and support is worthy of investment. If you work in behavioral health, you're a student, educator, or you're just interested in learning more about mental health, this event is for you.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. What a wonderful Wednesday it was today. Huge shout out to my guest, Mr. Wayne Bascomb, for being here and sharing his story. I mean, this is what we're just talking about. We need to elevate and uplift the stories of those who have paved the way, who have blazed the trails and opened doors for so many in all of these amazing industries. But he has done some phenomenal work in the dance and entertainment industry and really brought his brilliance to bear on stages all over the place because of his level of dedication and desire to push for greatness. And that is something we can all be inspired by. So, of course, y'all know I'm inspired. I want you to be inspired to find that thing for you. What is it that's going to aspire you to that level of dedication and greatness that maybe one day others will be able to experience and learn from? You know, take it from me, y'all. When we are all doing that, I know that we create a better world. You know, don't sit on your talents, bring them out for all of us to experience, and we'll all be better for it. And thank you so much for watching today. Y'all know, for me, until tomorrow at 11 a.m. Peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.